Also, I did the thing. I bought some Gorilla Glue to glue some stuff together, and I forgot the first rule of Gorilla Glue, which is don't get fucking Gorilla Glue on you.
Oh, I thought it was glue your fingers together. That's what we always did.
Well, that's what I wound up doing. That's like the secret first rule.
Yeah,
well, that's the one they don't tell you.
It's the first rule. The first rule of Gorilla Glue is fuck something up in an irreparable way when you first open Gorilla Glue.
Yes, which I did. Which was the tube of Gorilla Glue. Yep,
that'll happen.
My God, it sealed itself.
Although
this shit's great.
The tip of my Normandy ship from Mass Effect is better now because this part broke off.
That's really cool.
I didn't realize you had a little miniature of that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, they're not in the shot anymore because we have to keep the halves of the room separate so Chelsea can decorate her side of the office. But I've got a bunch of like stuff up there. I've got Poe's X-wing.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool. Anyway, that's not important. But
hashtag not my Star Wars.
I got a Lego McLaren that I built back.
Yes, we saw that.
Right there. That's about it. I've got a couple like beers that I'm cellaring, a Calorie Mate, a little Ludens.
Oh, those motherfuckers! I ordered cherry.
Damn.
Capitalism strikes again.
$15 an hour, my ass.
Alexa, play Solidarity Forever.
Hello, friends. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm glad you did because I've got something pretty great for you. It's Halloween.
Spooky.
Cole's heart was really in that one.
No. It's fucking hilarious because as soon as we started talking, I guess Chanel is playing something on the Echo right now.
Oh no.
It's just like EDM. It just immediately started. I was like, all right.
It would have been great. Oh fuck, I
was just really confused for like 5 seconds.
Like screaming sounds or some shit.
Yeah, no, it just really confused me. Just came out of absolutely nowhere.
So, happy Halloween. You're seeing this on Halloween as we're,
Halloween!
Depending on your streaming service, it's Huluween. It's Hollow Stream if you're Disney Plus. It's Peacocktober if you're Peacock. Yeah, I know.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking lame. That's real fucking lame.
Get your shit together, Peacock, a service that I will never own, even though I want to watch Parks and Rec.
Is that the only reason to own Peacock?
Yeah.
It's just,
well, it depends on who you ask. Parks and Rec's on there. The Office is on there. There's I know Cole doesn't like The Office.
I fucking hate The Office.
Shit.
But some people do. But anyway, we're not sponsored by any of those people, but whatever.
We're still not sponsored by Snapple either. The fuck?
I haven't done a Snapple video. I should do a Snapple video soon.
I have a skit idea regarding Snapple that I'm going to do in the near future.
Oh no. But yeah, so it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Thank you for joining us. I've got some spooky topics to discuss for this here episode because we did do our
spooky topics because I thought we covered a lot of bases last episode.
I've got a personal story, and then I found an article that I want to read with you guys. So, but the first thing is last episode I talked about my move, and I talked about the couch not fitting up the stairs.
Yeah. Did you remedy that?
I did remedy that. So we successfully got the couch up over the balcony and into the apartment, and we now have a couch where the couch is supposed to be, and it was a journey, let me tell you. I'm going to I filmed some footage and I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to tell you guys what happened, but to truncate the explanation, I'm just going to put the video. So you guys won't hear me tell these guys, but you're going to see it. So, hey, here, cue here. So the movers are here to hoist my couch up over the balcony. It's gonna be something.
Ready? Okay. Hold up. Let me take my brace off. Can't get a grip on this thing. Are you sure you seem like 15 in this little space?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Ready? Do this. Okay. Man, y'all are great. You gotta pull at the same time. You know that, right? Pull the blue. Pull the blue. The blue on time. It's just gonna tie it around. Tie it around. Go ahead. Ready? You pull yours. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Ready? Oh shit.
Oh.
You were doing so good. You wanna pull it like this? No, let it go. Oh.
Yeah, yellow needs a little bit more.
Yellow pull. Up. Pull. Pull. You pull. Pull. You're behind. Don't pull. Yeah. Pull. Alright, y'all pull together.
I feel like it's hitting something.
You're good. Pull. Alright, I can't touch it anymore. Alright, hold it. Pull. A little bit. Alright, too much. Let go a little bit. Let go. Just a little bit. There. Pull, pull. 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 There you go. Yeah, what was thinking? You're good. Even if y'all are taking breaks, it's Alright, I'm to the point where I'm gonna have to let go.
If you let go, can you run up here?
Yeah, y'all gotta hold it.
Oh shit, no, don't let go.
I mean, I'm just doing it. I'm literally just doing it now.
I wound up having to help. It was tough, but we did it. It was an actual struggle. My hands hurt from holding rope tight for long periods of time, but the couch is in the apartment and everything is good. Fuck. That was an adventure, and we got the couch, so thankfully that's all taken care of. I've got a story to tell, because I was thinking about this in the last couple of weeks, which, like, I forgot about this, mostly because I think I blocked it out of my memory.
Oh, shit.
But I have, like, a kind of like a weird, spooky story to tell about my childhood.
Well, before you do that, hold on, let me just passive aggressive slight towards Snapple.
You're trying to get me in trouble, boy.
Step up your game. Arizona, you've got my number. It's the legal thing.
So, God. So this didn't happen during like Halloween or like spooky season. This happened during the summer. I was still living in Arizona, so I would have been anywhere between like probably 6 and 9 when this happened. And so I had a very specific toy around that age when I was growing up, and that was Furby.
I knew it.
Y'all remember Furby?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I do.
I never had one.
I did. I had a Furby, and I really wanted a Furby. All I wanted in my life was a Furby, and because I seen commercials for it, I just really wanted.
They're fucking
Furby everywhere. And so I got this Furby, and it was just like a kind of like a. I think it was like a. Congratulations, you did good in school this year, and
here's a Furby.
Yeah, here's a Furby. Stop asking. So I was so excited. I had this
Stop
Furby.
asking.
Yeah, basically. It was my favorite little toy, and I had it for a while. And then I remember one night, it was during the summer, I was trying to sleep. Furby goes off.
Sure.
Furby just starts chatting. Furby.
Damn.
Release
me from the fifth circle, Sam.
Its eyes roll back. It just starts screaming something about Baal.
Zach, I wish that I could laugh at that joke. I am just like, why is Furby going off? That's weird. And I realize, I didn't turn the switch off. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe something triggered him, whatever. So I get up, flip off the switch, put him back. I fall asleep, and then something wakes me up. I was like, what the hell? I didn't say what the hell. I don't think I knew what the hell that was.
What the heck?
What the heck? So I wake up, and it's Furby again. Furby's talking to me. Furby's switch, confirmed, is off. I'm like, this is weird. I don't like this, but like it's waking me up, and I'm just like, I'll take the batteries out and I'll put it back tomorrow. So take out the batteries, put it down.
Contigo ergo sum, Samuel.
Again, I don't think it wasn't that same night. It was like a couple nights later. I'm playing around. I still have my Furby. And then at nighttime, I had been turning the switch off, taking the batteries out, and, leaving him because he was, being weird. And one random night, what wakes me up?
Fucking Furby
again. And I'm just like, did I forget? And no, I look, the batteries are sitting next to Furby. The switch is off. There's no batteries inside of Furby. I'm just like,
Nomine vero sole che vaco.
I knew you were looking up something in fucking Latin.
Yeah.
I can just see it in your shitty grin.
You were looking off camera and you were too giddy to be doing anything else. You're like,
You listen there like, I gotta find it.
I heard something in Nomine. I was like, we're going somewhere like dark with this. In the name of something.
It was Latin for I summoned thee in thy true name.
So, I'm like very strange. Like I'm feeling very strange about this. I'm just like, this is very weird. It kept happening. Like for a week, it kept happening, and so eventually, I took him, went downstairs, slam dunked him in the garbage.
Don't want it. Bye.
Don't want it. Bye. A couple days later, I come home from school because summer was over. And what the fuck's in my room but that fucking Furby. I'm sorry, not Kirby. Furby.
Yeah, but now I want to see a film adaptation where it's Kirby.
It's the new it's the new Romero film, Night of the Living Furby.
And Night of the Living Furry would also be scary.
I guarantee that movie's been made, and I guarantee it is terrifying.
Yeah, somewhere out there, somebody's made Night of the Living Furby.
On the interwebs.
Yeah, search for it. Or don't. It's probably a bad idea.
No, I won't.
Don't.
I sure won't. Cole, thanks for that. Yeah, so this Furby's in my room again. And now, looking back at it as an adult, as an almost 30-year-old, logically, it was one of my grandparents went to take out the trash, saw the Furby, and were just like, this is weird. Let me take this out of the trash and put it back in Sam's room. Right. That's logically what happened, but everything else indicates that it was demon.
Yeah.
So I see this Furby, and I'm scared out of my mind because I don't think about that logic. I just think this Furby wants to murder me.
You have an infernum forbalis on your hands.
This Furby is a demon. So I take Furby and I chuck him out of my window. And this thing sails.
You yeet the Furby.
I yeet the Furby before yeet was a term.
Retroactive yeeting.
We have retroactively yeeted the Furby out of the window. He goes. My grandparents parked in the garage, and so he goes clattering into the driveway. It's a long driveway, and he just goes and just tumbles to the end of the driveway, almost out into the road. And I'm just like, is he dead? And so I go down to
you
go.
Son of a bitch.
I go down to go get him. And this Furby, who has pieces broken now, he's like fucked up because I threw him pretty hard and he hit concrete.
It's like the ending of Terminator.
Almost, yeah. So he's like kind of fucked up. He still didn't have his switch was still off. He still didn't have batteries at this point, and he goes clattering to the end. I go down to go check. I pick the Furby up, and I like press a little button. I swear to God, Furby. He fucking talks. He fucking talks.
Can we make a shot for shot remake of the original Terminator, but with Furby as the Terminator? Sam as Sarah Connor and Cole and I both as Kyle Reese.
You literally had like a Macbeth, but make it Furby. Like the whole try to kill it, out damn spot doesn't fucking work.
Have you guys heard the stories online of like people who like they'd like take out the batteries and the Furby would still talk, or they'd like light it on fire and it would be like,
yeah, he just told
like
us
on
one.
Fire.
That was basically what happened. I was just like,
but I was more so talking about specifically about like the ones that people light on fire and shit like that.
Yeah, but so the way that my street when I was a kid was laid out was like it was my grandparents' house, it was my babysitter's house, and then it was my best friend's house, which, fun fact, my best friend and his family at the time, they moved out of that house and it became one of those houses.
Murdered by Furbies.
Right, believe it or not.
Well, so I walked down to my best friend's house at the time and I threw it away in his garbage can, so probably. No.
That's why they moved. They found the sun.
That's why they moved, yeah.
Right. But when they moved out, that house wound up becoming one of the houses where the coyotes would take the illegal immigrants and store them until their family could pay for them. And one day, my grandpa, who worked for the Maricopa Sheriff's Department, they got out, and so there were just a bunch of like immigrants running around the streets trying to get away, like cops. It was just, and my grandpa was sitting there, like I remember him looking at the window and being like, "What the hell?" So that was fun. But yeah, so I slam dunked that Kirby in my friend's trash can, and I never saw him again. So fuck that.
Until now, hold on.
I was gonna say that would be fucking hilarious, Cole, if you had a fucking Furby. Sam will be asleep, and the rain is against the window, and then lightning, and everything's fine, and then lightning again.
Ears, like doing like the weird things, like.
Yeah, then lightning again. It's just the silhouette of the Furby against the windowsill. So speaking of shit like that, have you guys ever seen the movie The Fourth Kind?
No.
Is that the one about like the sleeping and the owls, but it's aliens?
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen the movie.
Very like B movie quality, but very well done B movie.
Yeah.
But I always thought that if I ever make like an aliens, like, fucking gray aliens, all tall and spindly style, how I would want to do a shot where it's like someone is in the room and they're like relaxing or whatever, but then in the background you would just see like the drapes are down, but like they're against the silhouette of one of the things in the room in the background, and that would be, it wouldn't move or anything, but it would just be there.
It would just be there, yeah.
Yeah. Much like I imagine the Furby would be for Sam.
Half the horror is not seeing the monster.
Actually, I think that would be funny as shit if we took like, Honestly, we could probably shoot it in like a day of just like a horror movie. The three of us like, oh, we're finally roommates or whatever. And, like shoot it like a vlog, but like we're being haunted by the Furby, and it starts killing us off.
Jesus.
Sam is the sole survivor.
That reminds me of for some reason the Halloween episode of Boy Meets World where they're trapped in the high school and they keep on getting murdered one by one.
Never saw it.
Never saw it.
Oh man. That was like I used to watch Boy Meets World every Friday with my dad. It was like they were being killed one by one. It was like a dream that Sean was having. It's a whole long thing. And then the killer was Sean, and Sean is like a whole fucking deal.
And we all get killed. We all get killed in very poetic ways, but in like reverse. So like Cole is like killed by like I don't know, like a hatchet going through or something like that.
Oh yeah, and hatchet. That sounds great, actually.
I get killed by like, you find me and I'm dead and there's like a bunch of like fucking spiked cherries jammed down my throats or something like that. One rolls out.
The people at home know our proclivities towards like The Thing and like those kinds of like horror movies.
Yeah, they're dope. I like that movie.
I just rewatched the first Alien the other night. What a good
Alien's dope.
It is incredible how over 40 years later it still holds up so
Holy
well.
Holy shit, Alien is 40 years old.
1979.
The 90s were 30 years ago, dudes.
Well, I know because next year, fucking 2022, 30-year anniversary of 1992.
Same here, baby.
Turning 30.
Once 2023 hits, that's when I hit it too.
Yep. So
I just turned 29.
I'll be 28 next month.
Congratulations!
I'm surprised I made it this far.
Welcome to your late 20s, you old fuck.
Thanks, I feel it.
Yeah,
guys, let me tell you,
it gets worse.
Let me tell you,
I hate it.
So no shit. This morning when I woke up 30 minutes after my alarm, which is funny because I go into work early anyway, I woke up and literally went, "Oh, not this shit again."
Oh, here we go again.
Because I woke up and the dream world that I left behind was 1,000 times better than the reality I woke to, because life is a nightmare and every day is pain. But anyway, so movies, huh?
Yeah, movies. What's your what's your favorite horror movie that's not like an obvious one? Like one that because I don't watch a lot of horror, and so I think the last horror movie I saw in theaters.
I got it. Surprisingly, I have one.
Wow.
I have one too that wasn't very well liked from what I remember, but I saw it in theaters and I enjoyed it. And that was Chernobyl Diaries.
Oh, what was that?
I've seen things around that, but I've never seen it.
It was almost like...
Is it like found footage almost?
So it was done as a found footage film. Basically, the best way to describe it would be The Hills Have Eyes, but due to the Chernobyl fucking disaster.
Yeah, but make it Russian.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But from what I only ever saw it the one time, but I really enjoyed it and I thought it was good. It was a well done modern day horror movie. It did not rely on gratuitous gore and jump scares.
Yeah.
Because the jump scares that it did have were earned. From what I remember. The one that really stood out to me. Oh, and then the one that really stood out to me in that movie was they were investigating one of the apartments. It's like a bunch of fucking tourists. Think the cast from Far Cry 3 and put them in Chernobyl. Bunch of just rich, dumb fucking trust fund kids. And but they're investigating one of the buildings, and they hear something clatter. Like, what was that? Well, then all of a sudden there's a fucking bear running down the hallway toward, and it's so sudden, and the scare cord for the jump scare comes from it crashing through the fucking wall.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that one was really good. The other one, I haven't seen it, but it still haunts me to this day of how well it's shot. Was a jump scare from the movie The Descent, where I guess it's a bunch of spelunkers
That
or
is
whatever.
a great horror movie.
I need to watch it, but it's the scene where it's through the night vision camera, and it's like them standing in a group, and then it pans over, and then it comes back to the two girls, and one of the cave things is right behind them.
Yeah. That movie is fucking claustrophobic.
I wanted. So have you ever played Condemned 2, Zach?
No, but I remember reading about it extensively in Game Informer magazine.
Yeah, well, the fucking that Chernobyl story reminded me, because there's like a part in Condemned 2 that's just like randomly scary, and there's just a fucking bear chasing you through a house.
Really?
Like that's yeah, like that's like an iconic like horror moment for video games.
Actually,
there's this fucking bear in Condemned 2 Bloodshot.
I realize I just gave 1.5 answers, but I know the real answer because I watched it for the first time in one sitting in its entirety earlier this year, and that is 1978's Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Such a good movie.
Dude, I mean,
watched it in college because of my dad. It's
so good. It's incredibly well paced. It's incredibly well acted. It's got one of the best downer endings in cinema history, I would argue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
sorry, spoiler for a movie that's like fucking 50 years old.
Almost. Yeah. It'll be 50 years old this decade.
Yeah.
I believe that we're out of the statute of limitations for spoilers on Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah. If you haven't figured it out yet, people get snatched.
Yeah. There's an invasion and their bodies are snatched.
I have a 2 joke answers and a real answer. The 2 joke answers obviously are Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Fucking amazing. Cabin in the Woods. Just because I love Cabin in the Woods. I fucking love those 2 like corporate bros in like the 2 government dudes who are like, all right, who had redneck family? Redneck family. All right, maintenance.
I've only seen the scene where all the elevators open up and the tactical team gets fucked up.
Fucking insane.
It's such a great movie because it plays on your expectations of horror movies and just flips them all. Like it's just making fun of every horror movie trope that exists.
My favorite one though is Possessor.
I've never even heard of that one.
Possessor I think it came out last year. It was it's Cronenberg's kid. It's his like first foray, and it's like a cyberpunk horror.
Really?
The basic premise is that you have this assassin who possesses other people's bodies in order to carry out, kind of like high profile hits. Basically, they tap into someone's mind, and this person will like stalk them. Their like possessed target. They'll stalk them for like weeks or months and study how they walk, how they talk, their mannerisms, where they go at night, how they just live. And then when they make this, when they basically bag the person to make the possession, this person then has to act as that person.
That's fucking
continue gaining that trust and then go after their target. Yeah. The issue where the horror comes in is that kind of weird, uncanny valley. Where does one person start? Where does another person begin? It's Cronenberg's kid, so
I was going to say that's interesting that he's taking the body horror that his dad was famous for and turning it more psychological almost.
There is body horror in it, but not in the way that his dad did it. It's done in a very disturbing way that you're like, I don't want to think about that. It sticks with you for a sec. But it's an amazing film. Highly recommend it if you like cyberpunk.
I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds really cool.
Horror, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. That does sound very cool. I might push through that for that.
It is I will say
maybe
it is
the three of us could do a watch party for it.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
So mine is kind of like a more mainstream one, but I think the Latin. So it's not Get Out. I love Get Out. But because I was going to say the last horror movie I went to the theaters to see was this movie, but it was actually Get Out. The last before that was The Conjuring. I fucking loved The Conjuring, and I can't tell you why, because I don't like. I'm like, it's a more traditional, just like horror movie.
Ghosts, demons, stuff.
Yeah, right. But I loved The Conjuring, and then it turned into this like weird like
giant multiverse. It's the Marvel of horror. Yeah.
Right. So I haven't seen any of the other ones, but the first one,
it's not really worth it.
Yeah. You know what another series like that is, that their first one was actually really fucking good.
Saw.
The first Saw movie is awesome. Yeah. Very well done. And then it just turned into that fucking kill fest. Torture porn.
Yeah. I never saw Saw. Never saw Saw. I did see.
You never seen Saw?
I've never seen Saw.
That's a damn shame.
I was
trying to keep it going, couldn't do it. Sorry.
Yeah, we're not Letterkenny here. I have seen. I remember the first time I watched Hostel was October of 2011, and my girlfriend at the time came over, and my parents were like, "You guys want to watch a movie?" We were like, "Sure, fuck, whatever." Dumb 17, 18-year-olds. And
they picked fucking Hostel?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird one.
God,
fuck that
I've never seen Hostel, and at this point,
you don't need to. You really don't need to.
Yeah. Zach, you should watch the first Saw though. Like, it is like it's very like it is. Is
it like proper like psychological horror more than just gratuitous gore?
Well, yeah, because a lot of the kills you don't actually witness take place. You're actually witnessing it more through the eyes of the detectives than more so than the victims of Jigsaw.
Yeah, and because of the whole thing it kind of like flops between. So you've got the detectives, but then you've also got these two guys trapped in a room together, and that's like the entire game.
It's the main game that's going on.
Yeah, and so that's all you see, and there's some stuff that's like.
Oh, is that the one where it's the two dudes basically locked in like the bathroom?
Yes. And that they've parodied like so many times.
Yeah, that's what I know from is all the parodies.
Yeah.
Fun fact: one of the dudes in that movie who is like chained up is the prince from The Princess Bride. He is the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Jerry Ellis?
I've never seen The Princess Bride. And
what?
That almost changed with my last relationship. We were actually going to go. We were going to go to a show.
Fuck, dude! I won't date you, but I'll take you to go watch The Princess Bride.
It was a show. It was a show at this place called Wolf Trap, which is like the local sort of performing arts center here. And it was going to be one of the ones where they play it, but it would have like a live orchestra doing the soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
But we got rained out, so we didn't. You
definitely need to watch the.
Have you seen Men in Tights?
No.
Oh yeah, Robin and Men in Tights.
Motherfucker, Zach.
No, Princess Bride is one of those movies. Like, I could watch Princess Bride anytime, and it's still great.
Me not having seen Princess Bride has turned into what used to be me never having Chick-fil-A. Where it was always like, what do you mean you never had Chick-fil-A? Well, I've never had it. And I was, what have you never seen Princess Bride? I mean, I've never seen Princess Bride. Like, I'm not speaking fucking Aramaic here. What do you want from me?
Yeah, might as well be.
So The Conjuring and the first Saw movie are two horror movies that I really, really enjoy. Yeah. But Get Out and Us. I like Get Out more than Us, but Jordan Peele's movies are horror movies are really good.
Another good. It's less like horror in the traditional sense and more of like adult fear. Like, that something has gone wrong, and it's like that almost like your chest tightening fear the whole time. Is Prisoners by Denis Villeneuve with Jake Gyllenhaal, Paul Dano, and Hugh Jackman. Exceptionally well done movie. One of my favorites of all time.
Another one, just kind of a sleeper hit that I really enjoyed was Green Room. Have you guys ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I really don't fuck with like tangible horror. Like, the horror movie that fucked me up the most was The Strangers. Green Room is basically about a punk band who is very much anti-Nazi punks, because that is a thing in that scene. Unfortunately, it still is. Well, they didn't do their fucking research, and they ended up playing at a Nazi bar.
Oh, fuck.
And so the entire fucking drama comes from basically them trying to survive the night by barricading themselves in the Green Room.
Oh, shit. That sounds like an interesting watch.
Fighting off Nazis. So there's a lot of like psychological elements to it. There's a lot of like,
oh, it's an A24 movie.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
I'll probably like, oh, Anton Yelchin's in it.
So actually, because another one that popped in my head, and funny enough, also Nazis, is a movie called The Outpost. It came out in like the mid to late 2000s.
I haven't heard of it.
Basically follows a group of mercenaries going to like check out this signal, and I guess there's like, you know, they're like, oh, we found a bunker and there's Nazi gold in it or whatever. Well, it's basically like temporal Nazi zombies almost.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one that you can really turn your brain off while watching, but it's pretty good.
I love movies like that where it's like, dumbass did the trope and now he got killed for it.
Another. Speaking of going back to Denis Villeneuve, Arrival. Have you guys seen Arrival?
I haven't, but I've been told I need to.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, definitely watch Arrival. It'll fuck you up. If that's.
I didn't realize that was one of his. He's directed so many fucking good movies.
I know. So as we're recording this, it will be out by the time this comes out.
Dune was great. Dune was amazing.
Yeah,
Dune was fucking awesome.
We're fucking calling our shot.
Fuck it. I love Timothy Chalamet. I fucking love him.
It does a hard cut to us. We all look like we've got PTSD, just red eyes. We're like, what happened?
They had the perfect casting.
I've read a couple reviews, and they've all kind of been very similar in that they're saying all the actors shine. They do a really great job of introducing everybody and people not being left behind.
Right.
The action where it is, because obviously the action is not quite as pronounced, and there's a couple of scenes that are really well done. I think the only bad thing and not even necessarily bad, but just kind of like off thing that I've heard about it is that the ending, I think people say that it could have ended a little bit sooner.
But it's also, it's also part one, so fucking...
Right.
Yeah, right. And Dune itself is a fucking doorstopper of a book.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
He's doing it in 2 movies,
Yeah, which is funny because Dune Messiah
he's only doing it...
Yeah, this is only
Dune
this is only the first...
movies?
Yeah, this is only the first half of Dune.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part 1 of 2. Yeah, and he's directing a spin-off called Dune: The Sisterhood. It's a TV show. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I think that was one of the books that his son
Is that supposed to be about like the Bene Gesserit?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But well, what I was gonna say is, Dune itself is a fucking doorstopper. Yeah. Dune Messiah, book number 2, is maybe 300 pages. But my God, it's a dense fucking read. It's like depleted uranium dense.
I'll get on that after I've found a new fandom that is just nothing but lore dump the fucking game, and I've been stuck there for like the past 72 hours. I've already bought a book. I'm already halfway fucking through it. It's fucking amazing. But I'm going to catch shit for this, so I'm just going to prepare myself. Warhammer 40k.
I'm not going to listen.
Dear fucking Lord.
The little bit that I know about it, that lore gets fucking deep.
I didn't know.
Warhammer's lore is insane.
Two of my friends who I play D&D with play, and I was like, it looks cool. I don't have a fucking small fortune to spend on minis. And they're like, that's
even
okay.
In debt, I still serve.
Yeah. They were like, that's okay. You should just like check this out. And I checked one thing out and I was like,
honestly, Cole, you might be able to score some good ones off of eBay.
Maybe, but I would want to do it the old-fashioned way and like paint and everything else.
Well, no, I'm saying because like so I recently got into there's from the mid 2000s there was actually a tabletop Starship Troopers RPG game.
Oh, that's cool.
RPG game, RPG.
Was it
ATM
like
machine?
Was it like a?
It was
just
literally
tabletop, like a
well, it was
full-on
tabletop,
like war
but it
game.
also. Yeah, but it also had miniatures that you could buy and paint and all that. So it had like the bugs and the troopers and the skinnies from the books and from the animated series.
That's cool.
And you can't get them anywhere but eBay now. And people are selling fucking unsealed but unpainted packs and shit like that. So
that's cool. Yeah, no, I probably won't get into the like actual game, but I've been reading.
If you do, I expect a big old shelf somewhere in the background for your videos. That could be a fucking Cole versus Cole thing where you buy, paint, and assemble the miniatures.
Where I buy, paint, and
because I used to do that. I used to do that, and I've still got so many sets that I never did.
I don't have the fucking motor skills or patience for miniature painting. I respect people who can.
You think you don't, but then like I mean, I painted my main mini for D&D for my game back home in Athens. Shout out.
I used to do like the 1/35 scale military minis.
Yeah.
And literally, because I did this when I was a broke fucking college kid making $300 a week at Planet Fitness. So I couldn't afford budget. So literally, I painted them. I would just dip the end of a fucking toothpick into the paint, and that's what I would use to paint it. Let me pull up. It's not difficult to paint. It's like a lot easier than you think. Like once I've like started it, like because you have like the specialized brush that kind of gets in there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on this tangent. I want to read Dune.
We're here now, baby.
I've read through Dune. I will get into Dune Messiah eventually after I get through this bullshit.
Strap in when you do. My God.
My boss was like, "Yeah, no, you should definitely read it, but fuck me, it is not great."
Oh no, it's a good book. It's just fucking dense. Because you'll read a sentence and you'll be like, "What?" And you'll read it again. Because it'll have the content of a paragraph in a sentence, and you got to unpack that shit.
All right, so the main thing that I wanted to bring up with you guys is I was on. Don't ask me why, because this is gonna make me look like an 80-year-old man. Which
you know the Fifth Amendment allows you to not incriminate yourself, right?
No, I know. I'm gonna do it anyway. I was on Reader's Digest.
Looking for prune coupons.
Well, listen, hold on.
They got some great.
Listen,
No way,
Reader's Digest. It's on the internet now. You can just go and look at it whenever you want.
I found a coupon for 25% off of a 6-pack of Ensure.
They got this great foot cream that down at the Walgreens.
I've got them. I've got the coupons.
The coupons.
So I was on Reader's Digest, and they published an article on October 4th of this year. The title is 10 True Ghost Stories from the Most Haunted Places in the World. So I wanted to kind of read through. And they're short little blurbs, so I wanted to read through some of these. So, number 1 comes to us from Kiseljevo, Serbia. This remote village, Kiseljevo, is home to less than 800 inhabitants and one spooky vampire story. In 1725, a resident named Peter Plogrovitz passed away, and in the next 8 days, 9 deaths occurred. The 9 who died had said on their deathbeds that they had been throttled by Plogovich's corpse. Priests and officials flocked to Kiseljevo to investigate, and roughly 40 days after Plogovich had expired, they exhumed his grave. Strangely, his beard and nails still seemed to be growing, and there were signs of new skin. When a stake was plunged into his body, it was reported that fresh blood spurted from his ears and mouth. A horrible scream arose and his skin turned black. At that point, the murders ceased. Some call Plogovich the first vampire, which may be more chilling than any other true ghost stories.
Well, I've heard that's a thing where like
I blame Serbia.
I've heard that's a thing where your hair, beard, and nails will continue to grow even after you're dead.
Yeah, because it's just dead you. Like that's all this is.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, like, getting stabbed and noise happening. I mean, that's probably just air trapped in this.
Yeah,
and a fucking hole.
Yeah, and I would imagine the blood too, because what's that? Attention pneumothorax when you're it's some kind of fucking medical term like that when you basically, because there's no pressure to keep your fucking lungs contained, that's what forces the blood to go up or some shit. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Me and Zach are great to have at parties, by the way.
Yeah, this is great. I love this. This is how we're demystifying horror. Ooh.
Well, we're boring as shit until you break out the switch and Killer Queen, and then it's on.
Yeah, and then it's fucking all over.
Our next story comes to us from the Forbidden City in China.
Okay.
The beautiful, sprawling Forbidden City in Beijing, made up of 980 buildings on 180 acres, is one of China's best-known landmarks. Many true ghost stories have come from within its walls. From the 15th century through the early 20th century, the Chinese emperor lived there, but now it's rumored to be haunted by the ghost of concubines. In 1421, Emperor Yongle ordered nearly 3,000 ladies-in-waiting associated with his harem, all of whom lived in the Forbidden City, to be slaughtered, because he thought that a beloved concubine had been poisoned. He spared some of his favorites in the harem, but on the day of his funeral, 16 courtesans were hung with nooses of white silk. Today in the Forbidden City... I just saw Zach with his back scratch.
I've been watching it for a minute now.
Fascinating. Today in the Forbidden City, a lady with black hair has been seen running from a ghostly soldier. Sounds of screaming, weeping, and sword fighting have been heard, and specters of dead bodies, pools of blood, and pieces of white silk have been glimpsed. The Forbidden City is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is open to the public, although it closes before nightfall.
That's pretty neat. I'd never heard of the Forbidden City before.
No.
Yeah. Am I thinking of something different? Because is the Forbidden City where the terracotta soldiers are, or is that somewhere different?
Somewhere different. It's somewhere different.
What are the terracotta soldiers?
It's
you know about the terracotta
I'm kidding. I know about the terracotta soldiers.
Fuck! I was like, Zach, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is.
Everything I thought I knew about you was just completely wrong.
Zach, you're a smart guy. You're a worldly dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you're a dirtly wood.
Let's see. That was discovered by local farmers in '74 in the Lintong County, outside of Xi'an, Shangji, China.
I love the, what is it? Where was it? Outside of what county?
Lintong County.
I just love the idea of this like very Chinese place being followed by county. Like, oh yeah, LA County, Orange County, Lintong County.
Lintong County. You know, right outside Xi'an, Shangji, or Shan.
Yeah, you're gonna make a left at the 7-Eleven. You're gonna drive through Jiejing, and once you get to Lintong County,
take a left. You're gonna find the terracotta soldiers. They're right there. You can't miss them.
If you go to the Hooters, you've gone too far.
The wall? No, Bubby. You gotta turn around.
Hooters putting out a press release saying, like, we've announced our very first ever Hooters in China, located within the tomb of the Terracotta Army.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like a fucking, it's like an Applebee's, like, you could sit, they've got like the terracotta soldiers posed as like the waiters and waitresses. one of them's got like a floral shirt on. Bunch of bullshit on the walls.
Pieces of flair on all the soldiers.
All these thousands of soldiers need to have at least 34 pieces of flair.
All right.
Our Mongolian spice wings will invade your senses.
So come on down to Lintong County.
To Lintong County.
The Lintong County Hooters. Happy Halloween from the Lintong County Hooters.
The Lintong County Hooters is the name of my new semi-amateur softball team.
Hey, what are you guys doing for the weekend? We're gonna go down to the Lintong County Fair. Do some pumpkin picking, maybe some apple bobbing. Get chased by a ghost. I don't know.
You know that old timey pastime of bobbing for bow Yeah, we're gonna be doing that.
Jeez. All right, number 3.
Moving on.
Our third entry comes to us from Glamis Castle in Scotland. Castle was first built in the 14th century, and it's where the Queen Mother, the late mother to Queen Elizabeth II, grew up. It's also said to be populated by a bevy of ghosts, including the Grey Lady, or the Lady of Glamis, otherwise known as Lady Janet Douglas.
Listen, if it ain't Lady Dimitrescu, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy. Accused of murdering her husband by poisoning him and using witchcraft to take down King James V of Scotland, the Grey Lady was burned at the stake in 1537 in Edinburgh.
Attagirl.
Her ghost is said to...
Jeez, here you go.
Oh no. Her ghost is said to run up the stairs in the clock tower, leaving a trail of ash in her wake.
Oh my god. Sick. Guys, were the Salem witch trials just a pre-technology hot or not?
Oh my god.
Oh, I walk on that one.
You broke Cole. Great. How are we gonna fix him this time? We don't have new coal money. Are you crazy?
Don't get a new coal. The rentals are the new ones are just as bad as the rentals.
We rent to buy our coals here on San Francisco.
You never lease to own a coal. It's a bad fucking investment.
The interest on a lease.
God, the ROI on those things is fucking abysmal.
It's like a car. As soon as you take it off the lot, it starts devaluing.
It's immediately devaluing.
Well, it depends on if you get like the old model coal or the new model coal that stopped drinking and started rock climbing.
Yeah, but that one comes with all sorts of bugs. Like you realize it does have a personality.
Yeah, it's. Honestly, what's the difference between the two?
I love you, buddy. Anyway, come on, man. That one was just laced right toward me.
Oh, it was fucking good. You had to. It's low-hanging fruit.
A woman with no tongue has been seen roaming the park around the castle, and the ghost of an 18th century boy servant who had been terribly mistreated is said to haunt a seat near the door of the queen's bedroom.
Well, now, hold on. Who the fuck's who the fuck's getting close enough to know that this ghost has no tongue?
That's a valid question. That's a fully valid question.
Sounds sus.
That's all I have to say. Let's continue.
The whole shit in Lintong County, completely legit. This shit right here.
The most famous ghost is Earl Beardy, or the Earl of Crawford. This noble visited the castle in the 15th century, and one night he got drunk and demanded that someone play cards with him.
Attaboy.
If no one would, the Earl declared he would play the devil himself. A mysterious hooded man dressed in black showed up at Glamis and offered to play, but the next morning the Earl had vanished, and the visitors of the castle reported hearing him swearing, loud voices, dice, and clinking glasses. Now that's Cole's ghost right there. Cole's listen, loud voices, check, clinking glasses, check, dice, check.
That's another skit. Is like Sam and I rent an Airbnb, and like, man, it's been so sad ever since Cole died, and then like we wake up because we just hear.
Don't lie, no, it wouldn't be.
We just hear, God damn it! And there's like a slam of a door. 50, all the cards. He's
fucking that fucking one.
ghostly 52 pickup over here.
You just hear like out in the woods. It's a natty daddy.
Cole! Sam, did you hear that? Just really fucking ham it up.
Yeah.
I don't do anything malevolent. I just do things that are slightly inconveniencing.
Yeah. Which he died the way he lived.
like for me, like the coffee
drunk,
pot,
afraid, and annoying.
Like for the minor inconvenience for me when he haunts on the because it's like a custody thing. I get him on the weekends and every other Wednesday.
You'll never put your belt on right the first time ever again. You'll always miss a loop. You're like, God damn it, and then you'll have to take it off and then readjust it.
Or like every time I go get dressed, all my shirts are inside out, including the collar. Like, fuck, like.
You'll always button your Tommy Bahamas one button too high. Like, oh god, no.
That was what I was gonna say. You can never find a pair of socks that match the first try.
Ever.
The lid of my coffee cups from Dunkin' are always loose.
That's what you get for drinking Dunkin'.
What am I gonna drink? Starbucks?
It's way better.
Better than Dunkin'.
Fucking way better than Dunkin'.
Yeah, but too pricey.
Yeah. I'd pay the extra fucking $1 to, like... How do you fuck up coffee? It's literally beans and hot water.
Hold on. Let me tell you a story about fucking up coffee. I don't know how the fuck McDonald's did this a couple weeks ago. My buddy Don and I went to McDonald's before we hit the range. I was getting a sweet tea, because McDonald's sweet tea slaps. He was getting a black iced coffee. Iced coffee. What goes into a black iced coffee? Cup.
Coffee ice.
Coffee.
That's it. Somehow, they come up and I start laughing. He's like, what? And I go, they fucked up your order. And it's fucking light and sweet.
That's amazing.
And he's like, so he goes up, he's like, I asked for a black coffee. And they're like, you did? He's like, yeah, here's the receipt. And they're like, oh, so then they go make it. And I'm fucking dying because I'm like, how do you fuck up black iced coffee? Cup, ice, coffee. Customer.
That's it.
Number 4, Kumai Archaeological Park in Italy. Okay. Located on the southwestern coast of Italy and settled in the 8th century BC, Kumai was the first Greek colony on the Italian mainland. It's best known for being the seat of the Cumaean Sibyl or prophetess. In the Aeneid, Aeneas went to see the Sibyl before he entered the underworld. A passage to hell is located nearby. Kumai has been the site of much bloodshed. In the 1st century, several brutal battles in the Gothic Wars took place there, and during World War II, German soldiers used a part of it as a bunker and gun emplacement. Modern-day visitors can traverse the dark womb-like tunnels and try their luck at consulting the Sibyl for guidance.
That implies that it's not only warm and humid, but also fleshy.
Yeah, it's weird. So
or it's yonic in nature.
Like that's what it looks like right there.
Yeah,
I'll be putting pictures and stuff up on the screen so you can see it at home. But yeah, it's very strange.
That sounds cool as shit. Because when you said Aeneid, I was like, wait a minute, maybe I do know this. And then I was like, oh shit, no, that's fucking dope.
The gateway to hell is flanked by Furbies.
Well, it's not even hell. It's just like
or the underworld,
where people
whatever.
go when they die. Semantics.
We've got number 5, the Monte Cristo homestead in Australia.
Oh, the Count of Monte Cristo.
Said to be Australia's most haunted house, the isolated residence was built on a hillside in New South Wales in 1884 by farmer Christopher Crawley. After he died in 1920, his wife Elizabeth became a Bible-immersed recluse, leaving the house only twice before she passed away.
A what kind of recluse?
Bible-immersed recluse.
What the fuck that means? Yeah, the last name.
I'd imagine she was reading the good book a whole hell of a lot.
I guess so. Your last name's Crowley, though. I mean, that's a fucking giveaway, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my buddy's business is Cutthroat Crowley.
That would be me like opening up like a shop full of like cursed items and calling it like Lucifer's Lost and Found. Like you fucking know what's in there.
You know what's on the tin. You're getting what's on the tin.
Continue. Sorry.
Her ghost is thought to walk the rooms, and visitors report feeling an ice-cold chill when she shows up, sometimes holding a silver cross.
To be fair, I feel the same thing when I'm dealing with Bible thumpers.
That's fair. She has quite a bit of company, including the spirits, a maid who had plunged to her death from a balcony in the house, a stable boy who was burned to death by his master, and a mentally disabled man who was chained in the caretaker's cottage for 40 years. Ooh. Naturally, the latter ghost makes his presence felt by clinking his chains.
I want to make a movie where it's a house that like is pretty shoddily built, so it's full of ghosts, but they're all from like different generations and like periods of time, and none of them can stand each other. Like set in like Virginia, so you got like, you know, someone from like the Revolutionary War, and then some like old money fucking Virginia like former plantation owner, and they just can't fucking stand each other. Then like some new age like, you know, someone who was like died as like a teenager in like the 80s, so he's all fucking rebellious, and they just can't that would make a great show idea, not even a movie.
They've got a fucking like Frankie Goes to Hollywood shirt on.
Yeah. You know, someone in his late 20s, early 30s, in the 2020s dies. They're like, welcome to the party. And they're like, huh? It's
like, dude, you picked the wrong fucking place. We haven't been able to leave since fucking that guy. And it's like one dude who's like, I didn't think it was witchcraft. I really truly didn't think it was witchcraft. Turns out, pentagram has to be the other way around.
Yeah,
and I just fully
you can't leave.
Fully my bad. Totally my B.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Burger King foot lettuce.
To the Eastern, I'm ignoring you, State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary was home to some of the country's most notorious criminals, and 150 years ago, the punishments themselves were enough to give you chills. Not only was it one of the first prisons to institute solitary confinement, which led to insanity, but prisoners also were left wet in the cold until ice formed on their bodies or given an iron gag that made their tongues bleed. In the 1990s, a locksmith was helping restore a cell when he says a negative energy overcame him and left him temporarily paralyzed before he saw visions of faces appear on the walls. Since then, countless other true ghost stories have emerged from visitors who have reported seeing shadowy figures or hearing eerie giggles, whispers, and wails.
Who the fuck is laughing in a prison?
I don't know.
So you say you saw a ghost? Yeah. Well, what was it like? Well, when I walked into the lavatory, a feeling came over me that the vibes just like straight weren't chill.
This weren't fucking on, dude. Like it was straight up.
And I could tell that like whoever was there just was straight up not having a good time, bruh.
Dude, you know what? I figured it out. I figured out why this is not good. No Bones Day, dude. It's a No Bones Day. Sorry, can't not fucking doing it today.
It was a No Bones Day. I saw. Hey, that for those that don't know, there's a TikTok where this guy sets his like 13-year-old pug up, and if he falls over, it's a No Bones Day. If he stands up, it's a Bones Day. And
it's a Bones Day. It's a good day. It's a No Bones Day. Just fucking take care.
It's like a much more short-term version of Puxatawny Phil.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fucking, I can't remember his name. Fucking Eddie something. He works with Gus Johnson and Eddie Burback. Did you see that one Eddie Burback did?
Hey, Eddie,
where he says,
fuck off. How about that?
When that dog dies, is it always a No Bones Day? And then in the comments I saw, somebody said, well, after a certain point, it's an All Bones Day.
All bones, all day.
That's a very good point.
Number 7 is the Stanley Hotel in Colorado.
Oh, yeah, I've heard. Isn't that what The Shining was based off of?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Nestled in the Rocky Mountains, the Stanley Hotel would seem like a romantic getaway with breathtaking views.
Rocky Mountain High!
If it didn't also have a reputation for true ghost stories that inspired The Shining. In 1911, a housekeeper lit a candle in a room that had a gas leak, causing an explosion that destroyed a tenth of the hotel.
That's not romantic, though.
The woman lived, but guests claim her spirit has unpacked their beds or done the sheets around them while they were sleeping. Others hear piano music without a player or children's footsteps on the floor that was once used for childcare. 2017, a man on a ghost tour supposedly captured 2 little girls on film despite there being no young girls in the room.
Sam, what was the first year that was said in that?
1911.
Fucking 2 world wars! I only carry a 45 because they don't make a 46, tell you what!
Number 8. Number 8 is Rose Hall, Jamaica. According to local lore, Annie Palmer, the wife of plantation owner John Palmer, had a dark streak beyond the black magic she practiced. I don't like the way he said black magic. In the 1800s, she murdered John, her second and third husbands. She murdered John, her second and third husbands, and numerous male slaves who she'd taken as lovers. She finally met her match in a slave who also practiced magic and brought her to her demise, ending her killing spree. Although historians have cast doubt on the legitimacy of the story, Rose Hall visitors have claimed to come across the ghost of the White Witch. In the early 2000s, one medium visiting Rose Hall reportedly fell into a trance soon after arriving, and the ghost took over her body.
Fuck. Okay, first of all, just want to throw this out there. I really don't care. If you're claiming to be a medium, fuck you. You're not.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. You if you fully believe it, I'm happy for you. You're not. That's not real.
For some reason, when Sam said that she was bested by another person that practiced witchcraft or like magic, I just imagined them being like, wands, like casting spells out among the sugarcane stalks. You know, they're having a wizard battle. It's Ronald Weasley.
Something, small, medium, at large, joke. Number 9. Chateau de Brissac in France. One night in 1477, a stately castle in France became the site of a double murder. King Louis XI's half-sister Charlotte de Valois was married to Jacques de Brisay, who learned from a servant one night that his wife was in bed with another man upstairs. De Brisay ran upstairs and killed both lovers with a sword, choosing to wear green, his late wife's favorite color, to the funeral instead of black. Since then, visitors have reported cats out of a...
That's some mean shit. That is some cold ass shit. You murdered your wife and the man who she was cheating on you with. Just straight up stabby stab, and then wore her favorite color instead of black to her funeral. That is cold as fuck. I respect the shit out of that.
Jacques, how much a green suit cost me?
Don't fucking care.
All right, here you go. Keep the change.
Take my fucking wallet.
What's it for? I'm not paying you to fucking ask questions. I'm paying you to make me a suit of that bitch's favorite color.
Since then, visitors have reported catching the sight of a green lady haunting the halls in her signature color. Yeah.
Fun fact, 15th century French people had a Newark accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fully true.
A lot of people don't know that. Cole studied a lot of French stuff.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. That's 100% accurate.
That's 100% accurate.
The final one, number 10, is Woodchester Mansion in England.
Okay.
Builders hard at work on Woodchester Mansion mysteriously abandoned the project in 1868, leaving tools behind and rooms unfinished. Today, it's considered one of England's most haunted places, with rumors of floating coffins, headless horses, and feelings of intense deja vu.
Headless horses, not horsemen.
No, headless... Okay, let me read that again. Floating coffins, headless horses, and feelings of intense deja vu. Yeah. Staff claim they've felt their hair being pulled by phantom forces before their cameras mysteriously turned off. Ew, headless horses. Headless Horses is the name of my fucking 80s hair metal band.
Thank you, Seattle. We are Headless Horses. Good night.
So yeah,
give it up for Lintong Hooters.
And finishing up the night is Plantation Witchcraft.
Plantation Witchcraft is definitely a like black metal band somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a witch house band, Zach. Catch the Dream Daddy series to understand that joke. But yeah, that was Reader's Digest. The Fornally. That was Reader's Digest 10 True Ghost Stories from the most haunted places in the world. Yeah.
Join us next year when we take it from AARP's magazine.
Honestly, yeah, that's the thing. So apparently, it doesn't matter how you can apply for AARP benefits no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that.
Also, special announcement for the channel. Tune in on January 1st, 2022 for our first ever live vidcast where I'm going to read the Farmer's Almanac cover to cover.
Don't tell them that because they're taking a break for a couple weeks.
hey, no shit. Apparently, the AARP has like a haunted house like recommendations on their website.
Sam, what would you do?
I fully think they're attractions, but
Sam, what would you do if you went into the YouTube studio to like check the content or whatever, and you saw like a 4-hour video that was me reading the Farmer's Almanac cover to cover? For release on January 1st.
I tell you what, Zach, if I saw that, I would allow it, but you would have to make the thumbnail and pick up the name because I'm not watching that for 4 hours. So I enjoy watching your videos and coming up with the titles and the thumbnails for it. But Zach, it's a bridge too far for me.
I can imagine you just sit there like hour 2, like,
The title is old man James reads your fortune. Gonna be a no bones kind of crop yield this fall.
No bones kind of crop yield.
looks like my 30th birthday is going to be a windy one. I don't know why I've got like the old timey tobacco farmer voice for that, but I'm sticking with it.
It's fine. It works. But yeah, that's it. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
We've reached
Happy Hallowmas.
Hallowmas. I think our holiday episodes, reasonably be longer than typical. And I'm fine with that.
I don't think this has been our longest one yet.
Holiday.
I don't think it has been either, but I don't even know which our longest one.
Join us for Thanksgiving, where I'm gonna eat a whole fucking turkey.
It's true. It's now canon. It's fully now canon.
It has to happen now. I will sit here in silence and watch you eat an entire turkey.
Likewise.
Just like Thanksgiving songs play at like 0.60% speed.
We're gonna Twitch stream it, and I'm gonna heckle you the entire fucking time.
You call that a good gravy mix? I bet you made that out of the bag.
Bet you didn't even inject butter into that thing, you fucking noob.
But, so before we go, I've got a quick story. Not about turkey, but about chicken. At my last job, we would always order from this place called Don Pollo. I don't know if you guys know what that is or not. I had never heard of it, but it's a chicken place. It's kind of like a less trashy version of Boston Market. Well, one of their options is you can order, the piece of chicken you want. You can order half chicken, or you could order a whole, sort of smaller
rotisserie
chicken. Yeah, basically. And my buddy Augie, who sat at the desk behind me, he goes, yo. I look, I'm like, what? And he goes, let's both order whole chickens. And I go, I'm not doing that. But if I did, hand on the Bible, I would have eaten that like a fucking, just picked it up and just fucking, eating it like a savage.
And I believe that too. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for this. I'm just that's how there's no transitioning from some of the things you say sometimes. So it's just
you gotta do like what Super Mega used to do in like their first few episodes of the podcast, where they'd be like, "Oh, let's hop on our Segway and drive over here."
Happy Halloween again. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me as always. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, Sam.
It's been fun. We're approaching the end of the year, and I'm starting to get sentimental and sappy. So stay tuned for Christmas for that.
And I will actually have my Christmas flannel on for the Christmas episode this year.
Yes. But yeah, that's it. Happy Halloween. Do the good YouTube things. Like, comment, and subscribe if we're doing a good job. Let us know we're doing a good job. And hit the bell notification if you want to know when new videos drop. YouTube will tell you. And on that note, I would just like to remind you guys, have a great life. Thank you very much.